Hello and welcome students. I, Dr. Adil Patel, welcomes you for the discussion of today's topic, that is renal excretion of drugs, factors affecting renal excretion of drugs, renal clearance and non-renal routes of drug excretion. So let us start with what is excretion of drugs. So the excretion is defined as a process whereby drugs or metabolites are irreversibly transferred from internal to external environment through renal or non-renal route. So basically it is a process of removing drugs and metabolites from the body, and predominantly this function is done by kidneys, and in some extent it is also performed by some other supporting organs as well. The excretion along with metabolism and tissue redistribution is important in determining both the duration of drug action and the rate of drug elimination. Now principally there are two main organs which are involved in the excretion of drugs. The major role plays by the kidneys, which is also known as the renal excretion, and bile, which is also known as the biliary excretion. So these are two prominent or predominant organs which are responsible and involved in the process of drug excretion. Now let us discuss about the renal excretion. So drugs are eliminated from the body primarily by kidneys. The principal renal mechanisms that are involved in the excretion of drugs are the glomerular filtration, the active tubular secretion, and the active tubular reabsorption. Now what is glomerular excretion? So the ultrastructure of the glomerular capillaries and capillary walls is such that it permits a high degree of fluid filtration while restricting the passage of compounds having relatively large molecular weight. So except the large molecular weight drugs and metabolites, the remaining drugs and metabolites are filtered out because of the capillary structure of glomerular capillaries, and it creates the ultrastructure which is very much similar to the sieve which we are using in the laboratory. Now this selective filtration is important in that it prevents the filtration of plasma protein, for example the albumin, that are important for maintaining an osmotic gradient in the vasculature and thus the plasma volume. So this particular part of the kidney will not filter each and everything which is coming towards it, but selectively it will filter only drugs and metabolites. If some plasma proteins are coming for the filtration, it will not allow them to filter out of the body, because these plasma proteins like albumin are very important for maintaining the osmotic gradient in the vasculature of structure of the body. Now what kind of factors are affecting the glomerular filtration? So there are various factors like the molecular size of the drug, charge of the drug, the shape. These are influencing the glomerular filtration of large molecules. As the ultrafiltrate is formed, any drug that is free in the plasma water, that is not bound to plasma proteins or the formed elements in the blood, will be filtered as a result of the driving force provided by the cardiac pumping. So mostly the unbound drug or the drug which is not bound to any plasma protein will be filtered out because of the force provided by the cardiac pumping. Now all unbound drugs will be filtered as long as their molecular size, charge and shape are not excessively large. The compounds with 20 angstrom to 42 angstrom may undergo glomerular filtration. So only small molecules will excreted by this particular mechanism. Coming to the second mechanism, that is the active tubular secretion. So the active tubular secretion, which is carried out at the level of the proximal tubule in the active process. It is carrier mediated process which requires energy for the transportation of compounds against concentration gradient. So unlike the previous one, that is the glomerular filtration, which is a passive diffusion process, here in this case, that is the active tubular secretion, a carrier mediated process takes place for the excretion of drug. Now there are two secretion mechanisms are identified. So the first one is the system for secretion of organic acids, anions like penicillin and salicylates, and the second one is the system for organic base or cations like the morphine, mecamylamine and hexamethonium. In the distal tubule, there is a passive excretion and reabsorption of drug. The drugs which are present in the glomerular filtrate can be reabsorbed in the tubules. Now, a reason for this is that much of the water in the filtrate has been reabsorbed and therefore the concentration gradient is now in the direction of the reabsorption, hence the drug may be readily reabsorbed. Now many drugs are either weak bases or acids and therefore the pH of the filtrate can greatly influence the extent of tubular reabsorption for many drugs. When urine is acidic, weak acid drugs tend to be reabsorbed. Alternatively, when the urine is more alkaline, the weak bases are more extensively reabsorbed. So this is a very important piece of information that you should remember, that the extent of reabsorption of basic and acidic drug depends on the pH of the urine. Making the urine more acidic can cause less reabsorption of weak bases or enhanced excretion. Now, in the case of a drug overdose, it is possible to increase the excretion of some drugs by suitable adjustment of urine pH. So, whenever a patient is suffering from toxic effects of any particular drug or poison, this particular concept of altering the urine pH will increase the excretion of toxic reagents or poison from the body. So for example, in the case of phenobarbital, a weak acid, the overdose it may be possible. In case of overdose, it may be possible to increase the drug excretion by making the urine more alkaline with sodium bicarbonate injection. Now coming to the non-renal excretion of the drug, so where kidneys are not involved but other organs are involved. So biliary excretion, so the transporters are also present in the canicular membrane of the hepatocyte. and this actively secretes drug and metabolites into bile. For example, the organic anion transporting polypeptides, the P-glycoprotein transport system, and the multi-drug resistance associated with proteins. Now the drug in bile enters the gastrointestinal tract after storage in the gallbladder. It may then be excreted from the body by the stool. A drug excreted in bile may be reabsorbed from the gastrointestinal tract, or a drug conjugate may be hydrolyzed by gut bacteria, liberating original drug which can be returned to the general circulation. Now such recycling may continue, which is also known as the enterohepatic cycle or circulation, until the drug either undergoes metabolic changes in the liver, is excreted by the kidney, or both. The next type of excretion is the pulmonary excretion. So the gases and other volatile substances such as general anesthetics that enter the body primarily through the respiratory tract can be expected to be excreted by this particular route, that is the pulmonary excretion. Now no specialized transport system are involved in the loss of substances in expired air. Simple diffusion across cell membrane is a predominant mechanism. Here, the rate of loss of gases is not constant. It depends on the rate of respiration and pulmonary blood flow. The degree of solubility of a gas in blood also affects the rate of gas loss. The gases such as nitrous oxide, which are not very soluble in blood, will be excreted rapidly, that is almost at the rate at which the drug delivers the the blood delivers the drug to the lungs. Ethanol, which has a relatively high blood gas solubility, is excreted very slowly by the lungs. The next set of mechanism of excretion by the non-renal organs include the salivary excretion. So the pH of saliva varies from 5.8 to 8.4, and unionized lipid soluble drugs are excreted passively in saliva. The bitter taste of the mouth of a patient is indication of the drug excreted. Some basic drugs inhibit saliva secretions and are responsible for mouth dryness. The compounds which excreted in saliva are caffeine, phenytoin, and theophylline. Next excretion mechanism is mammary excretion. So the milk consists of lactic secretions which is rich in fat and proteins. So the excretion of drug in milk is important as it gains entry in breastfeeding infants. The pH of milk varies from 6.4 to 7.6, and free unionized and lipid soluble drugs diffuse passively through this route. Now the highly plasma bound drug like diazepam is less secreted in milk. Now the amount of drug excreted in milk is less than 1%, and the fraction consumed by infant is too less to produce toxic effects. Some potent drugs like barbiturates and morphine may induce toxicity. The next excretion mechanism is the excretion by the skin. So the drugs excreted through skin via sweat follows pH partition hypothesis. Excretion of drugs through skin may lead to urticaria and dermatitis. The compounds like benzoic acid, salicylic acid, alcohol, and heavy metals like lead, mercury, and arsenic are excreted in sweat. Now, this particular table would help you to summarize the entire excretion process by both the renal and the non-renal route. It would also help you to understand the various mechanisms involved and what kind of drugs are mainly excreted. So if you see the urine, which is a predominant mechanism of drug excretion from the human body. So the mechanism involved glomerular filtration, active tubular secretion, and the passive tubular reabsorption. So only free hydrophilic unchanged drug metabolites of molecular weight less than 300 Dalton will excreted by this particular route. Next is bile. So the mechanism involved is active secretion, and only hydrophilic unchanged drug metabolites and conjugates of molecular weight greater than 500 Daltons are excreted by bile secretion or bile excretion mechanism. Lung, which is a part of pulmonary excretion, so the mechanism here is the passive diffusion. So gaseous and volatile blood and tissue insoluble drugs are excreted by this particular route and the mechanism. The saliva excretion is having mechanism of passive diffusion and active transport. So only free unionized lipophilic drugs and some polar drugs are excreted by saliva. In milk, the mechanism of drug excretion is passive diffusion. Free unionized and lipophilic drugs like basic drugs are mainly involved in this type of passive diffusion. Sweat, which is a part of skin, so it's a passive diffusion. Free unionized lipophilic drugs are mainly excreted by this particular route. So thank you very much student for joining this lecture. Hope you will understand the excretion of drug, and we will discuss more about if you have any query or question. So thank you very much for joining. Have a good day.